Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. There is a portal into Hades on my table. What's going on here? I gotcha. It's actually a green screen. So believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, you do not actually need to spend a ton of money to smell amazing. In fact, you can spend under 30 bones and smell like a god. Or at least you can just smell like somebody who has their life together. Oh, it's yellow on the back. And with that in mind, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 of the best smelling fragrances I've ever smelled that you can still get for under $30. And as time goes on, some of these fragrances probably will end up costing more than 30 bucks. That's just how it goes. Because if you asked me 5 years ago, 10 different amazing smelling fragrances under 30 bucks, there's a good chance that of those 10, like 8 of them are more than 30 now. Or probably 10 of the 10 would be more than 30 now. But that don't mean nothing. We can still find great deals for great prices, and I'm actually gonna throw in a couple bonus ones. So technically 12 fragrances today. And I'm gonna get things kicked off with a fragrance that, yes, doesn't smell super expensive. And yes, has kind of terrible performance. But it is a fragrance that puts a smile on my face. It's one that I still love smelling to this day. And it's a fragrance that at one point in time was heavily hyped. It is Set Sail St. Bart's from Tommy Bahama. Now don't worry, not every single fragrance that I present to you guys today is gonna be a low performing scent. There are some strong ones here today as well. But to be fair, this is a summertime eau de cologne, so it's not really the type of thing you would expect to be monstrous anyways, right? Oh, and we'll also do a giveaway today, so there's that also. But that's later. So like I was saying, Tommy Bahama, Set Sail St. Bart's. This thing just puts a smile on my face. For a really long time, this one was presented as a great alternative to Creed's Virgin Island water. And that's from a time way back, the dark ages of fragrance, when there weren't clones for literally everything under the sun. So back then, what people would do is they would find fragrances that were kind of in a similar wheelhouse, and they'd be like, well, if you like this, you can wear this instead, but they weren't direct clones, right? And that's what this one was used for a long time. You like Virgin Island water, but you don't want to spend Creed prices? Get this. And what's kind of funny about that is those Creed prices back then that people were running away from, oh, they're worse now. Oh, yes, they are. But this one, still under 30 bucks, like a lot of other Tommy Bahama fragrances, to be fair. So this is a salty lime sort of tropical scent, very fresh, a little bit sweet. It reminds me of the beach. It reminds me of being on vacation. And that's what I've used this fragrance for primarily. In the past, I have brought this fragrance with me to the beach on vacations during summer, and I don't really care if I use a heck of a lot of it because it's cheap. And so it's the type of scent that I can get and legitimately just do this, right? And it don't matter, because if I use up the bottle, I can buy another one for next to nothing. It smells great. People really enjoy it. Extremely easy to wear. And for the price point, I think it is still a really, really good buy. And again, Tommy Bahama has a lot of cheap stuff. So you can kind of go through their catalog and find different things that might interest you. And a lot of them were actually pretty solid. The next one, I'm gonna go with Comra Ka from Latafa. So this thing has plummeted in price ever since it came out. You can get it now for about 25 bucks. Compare that to the new Comra, which is right now about 45. That one eventually will also, I imagine, hit 25 or somewhere around there. So Comra Ka is pretty much the opposite of Set Sail St. Bart's. This one is strong, this one is deep, it's rich, it's sweet, but then it also has this coffee aspect to it, this kind of roast coffee. Whereas this one is mainly summer, and maybe you could wear it late spring, early fall. This one is more fall, winter, day or night. So this one essentially takes that original Comra DNA, but adds in that roast coffee that I talked about. The sweetness slightly dampened in this one compared to the OG, though it is still a sweet fragrance. It's bolder, a little bit louder, more masculine leaning than the original Comra, though the original Comra is not a feminine scent or anything like that. And the quality for the price, again, about 25 bucks, really top notch. The next one has a price that is so good, I brought it up multiple times over the past number of months, but you can actually get it for even less than the price that it's currently going for if you utilize a code. And I do have a bunch of different codes. Right now, I've got one for Maple Prime, which will get you 5% off of free shipping. Gift Express has a 10% off code, Fragflex, Perfume Box, JOMASHOP, and many more. Now, the JOMASHOP codes only work within the app, so be aware of that, and they change every few months, but pretty much all the other codes are locked in. So the fragrance is Ralph's Club. This is the original eau de parfum. Now, some people are gonna say, oh, Ralph's Club, you know, that fragrance is not anything crazy exciting, but I would say for the price, under 30 bucks, you're getting something that you can use year-round, daytime or nighttime. You can wear it casually, but it has a nice classiness to it, so you could wear it in more formal occasions or to the office or something like that. You could easily wear it on a date. It's a compliment puller. It shares some similarities with the Y line from Yves Saint Laurent. Presentation looks good. It doesn't look cheap at all, and the fragrance does not smell cheap either. So the fact that you can get it for under 30 bucks is a steal. And with me being a fan of the Y line, that little similarity that you have here to those fragrances is a big plus. Though it's not quite as sweet as the Y line, it's a little more aromatic. It leans more toward a more buttoned up style compared to, say, Y Eau de Parfum, which is maybe a little more playful. So this one at JOMASHOP, under 30 bucks for 50 mil. And everything I talked to you about here today, the price is under $30. It has to be at least a 50 mil size. Most of these are gonna be like 100 mil for under 30 bucks. This one creeps up above 30 bucks for 100 mil, but none of them are like the little throwaway bottles, you know, like a travel size 15 mil or a 30 mil or something like that. Has to be under 30 bucks, 50 mils or above. I didn't say that at the beginning. I probably should have. That's when I should have said that, but at least now we're all on the same page. Which, to be fair, when it came out, I bought a 50 mil. This is what I got right here. I don't have a 100 mil, so it'd be this size right here. Still looks good, it's big enough. That's what she said. So yeah, Ralph's Club, for the price point, I think right now is just an absolutely fantastic buy, because again, you get so much with the scent. It's not one of those ones that you just say, oh, you know, I'll wear that once a year at a black tie event and then just sit it back in the shelf, you know, and never touch it again. Sit it back in the shelf, on the shelf, whatever, same thing. This one is the type of scent that is made to be worn, and for the price, again, a steal. It used to be a little bit cheaper, to be fair. JOMASHOP had it for, I think, 25, and now it's like 29, because I think people kind of realized, oh, that's a really, really, really good buy. Now, one that's pretty much always there in the cheap conversation, Explorer from Montblanc. Now, this one is not a 50 mil size for under 30 bucks, but you can find a 60 mil size for under 30 bucks, so slightly better, which is, again, the size that I have right here. So Explorer is another fragrance like Ralph's Club that you can wear whenever you want. It does not matter. It shares a few similarities, or maybe more than a few, with Creed's Aventus. It's very much inspired by Aventus, but it smells good, just like Invictus, and people love it. Another one, like I said, that's very versatile. Anytime you can use this. Has a nice fresh spiciness and citrus off the top, which is very engaging, very magnetic. People love that smell. It draws attention, and as it dries down, it's more of a clean woodiness with some of that residual citrus and spiciness carrying over into that dry down. And as long as the price is right on this one, it's that type of fragrance that I feel like could work in just about anybody's collection. Let's go back to a clone fragrance, and it's one that's not entirely dissimilar from what's going on over here with Comra Ka. This one is from French Avenue, and it's called Royal Blend Nero. So if you look at the bottle, you may think, oh, it's another Angel Share-esque type fragrance, and it sort of is, but this one is technically an alternative to Gisa Sava. Still, Angel Share and Sava are not, you know, super different themselves. So yeah, it's kind of in that same ballpark. So this one, another one that's very deep, rich, with an extremely high quality for a low price. It does tickle that $30 price point. It's like 29, yeah, in most places. And you will, depending on where your look, see it above that, which, to be fair, most of the stuff that I show you here today, depending on where you look, maybe over 30, but you can still locate it for under 30 as long as you're open to looking at more than one store, which, to be fair, if you're looking for the best deal, that's what you should be doing anyway. So this one, a fantastic performance. Again, quite sweet, rich, fruity, boozy, spicy, with a nice cinnamon, vanilla, praline sort of scent profile. And really, really nice performance to boot as well. Let's go citrus with the next one with North Stag 4. Interesting bottle here with a little mirror kind of cap, very small mirror on top there. And it is a ton of citrus and ginger. That's essentially your note breakdown here, which, yeah, I guess the orange bottle gives that away in a sense, because there is a lot of orange. It's zingy, a very slight touch of rind in there, but more like candied citrus as well. Very bright, sweet, great performance again for this type of scent, and quality as well. Because typically with this type of fragrance, you would expect it to last like 30 seconds. You know, it's again, mainly citrus, but it does have decent push and longevity for the fragrance style. It's not a beast, you know, it's not as strong as like Comra Ka or Royal Blend Nero off my skin, but for this type of fragrance, very well done. And it smells similar to Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim. So it kind of gets you in that style, in that wheelhouse for sub $30. Fantastic stuff. Okay, next up, we're gonna go Sculpture Parfum. So this one, in a way, you know, it's kind of like St. Bart's over here. Not that it smells like St. Bart's, but in the sense that it tickles a nostalgia part of my brain. So the original Nico Sculpture was a really heavily hyped for a time cheapie, but it had some drawbacks. Performance was not fantastic. Fragrance quality was not terrible, but it wasn't anything to write home about. But this version improves on that. So the quality is a little bit higher. The performance is better, but the scent profile is, you know, still keeping it to what it originally was. So it's not like taking things and drastically overhauling it and then you smell it and you think to yourself, yeah, I can kind of get the original in here, but yeah, it's been changed a lot. Nah, not really. It's just a more refined, deeper, richer, better put together version of the original for me. And you can get it for cheap, so that don't hurt. Now, one other thing that it shares in common with St. Bart's over there is that you could use this as an alternative to a much more expensive and popular fragrance. And that is the Bond No. 9 Lafayette Street. So if you're familiar with that fragrance, this one is quite similar to that one. That being said, some people have also found similarities between this and Xershop's Uden, and also Reflection Man from Amouage. Though out of those three, to me, it's closer to Lafayette Street or maybe the Xershop. For sub $30, it is an amazing pickup that most people don't even know about. Now, before we go any further, I want to give a few quick shout outs to some other fragrances. Lalique has a ton of great cheapies. The Encre Noir line, Lalique White. Depending on where you look, Lalique Lion. I'll just leave it at that because that way nobody gets confused, because that line of fragrances sometimes does confuse people. They do have a lot of great cheapies though. A lot of them lean a little more sophisticated, a little bit more mature, but the quality versus price is amazing. Ferragamo has had some great cheapies over the years, but some of them have crept up in price as time has gone on. Same thing with Coach for men. Those used to be cheaper. They're a little bit pricier now than they used to be, but still really good, inexpensive fragrances there as well. And just in general, fragrance prices, it feels like are going up, even at discounters. So there are a lot of ones that are kind of in that like $30 to $50 range that are really, really good, but they just kind of missed the cutoff a little bit here. All right, next up, Halloween Man X. Love myself some Halloween Man X. This one a little bit similar to a Ferragamo, actually. Ferragamo Uomo Signature, those two. A little bit closer to Signature of the two fragrances. So it's another one that makes use of coffee. Roast coffee is a prominent note here. You can smell it pretty much as soon as you spray the fragrance on. There's also whiskey and leather, which when it was launched, when it was announced, it was basically advertised as a blackjack accord, like a masculine accord. They were like, oh, check this out, man. There's whiskey, there's leather, and there's coffee, super manly. Which I guess coffee could be manly, right? Like cowboys drinking like just straight black coffee. I don't know. But yeah, that's how they advertised it. There's also some spice in here, cardamom, cinnamon, leading the charge there, along with lavender and tonka, a bit of amber also. So it's not just straight up abrasive, strong notes, although it does have a pretty decent push for a cheaper fragrance. There's also a nice little bit of sweetness in there as well. It's absolutely more of a fall wintertime fragrance, and one of my favorite cheapies. Another good cheapie is Jasur from Latafa. This is Coral Fantasy, so Valentino born in Roma, Coral Fantasy. And this is one of those fragrances that Latafa does put out from time to time where you smell it and you just think, how exactly did they get it that good for like 22 bucks? It gives you year-round versatility, great compliment factor, really enticing opening with the sweet apple. As it dries down, a little bit of a tobacco note comes out there, but it's a very easygoing tobacco. You know, it's not like smoky and heavy or off-putting or anything. At the end of the day, it's a great mix of fresh aspects and sweet aspects put together that work extremely well, and it ticks pretty much every box. One of the better bargain bin clones out there. 3 more fragrances. Let's try to get through these pretty fast. Next one is Varvatos Vintage. And when it comes to the House of Varvatos, pretty much everything they put out gets discounted really heavily if you wait just a little while. Now, Vintage is not new. It's been out for a minute. So this isn't one of those ones that just hit the gray market or anything. It's been cheap for a while. It still is cheap. And this one is from a time before the dreaded 3-note note breakdown. So it's got a pretty robust note breakdown. I'll hit you with some of the notes that are in it, not the entirety of the notes, but just a few so you can get a vibe for how it smells. So off the top, there is quince, there's basil, fennel, rhubarb, and pepper as it dries down, juniper, lavender, jasmine, cinnamon, tobacco, tonka, balsam fir, additional wood, suede as well. So a lot going on there. And you can probably deduce from that note breakdown that it is spicy, that it is more of a warm scent profile, you know, fall, winter, early spring. But it doesn't lean crazy heavy into any of the notes there. It maintains this kind of maturity to it. It doesn't go overly sweet, although there are sweet aspects. Instead, it keeps things aromatic and woodsy with touches of tartness and sweetness and freshness that kind of come and go as the fragrance dries down. It will probably appeal more to guys that are middle-aged and older. Younger guys probably won't like it quite as much because, again, it does have a little bit more of like a mature feel to it. It doesn't go overly sweet, like I said, but it smells very, very, very good. Tag Hilm Rosso, or Tag Hilm Uomo Rosso. So this is a clone of Invictus Victory Elixir, even though you wouldn't be able to guess that by taking a look at the color scheme or the name. Not that the name tells you much. Tag Hilm Uomo Rosso. So yeah, Invictus Victory Elixir, very vanilla forward. This one is quite sweet. It's got that kind of effervescent, sparkly vanilla that's very popular nowadays, very common nowadays, but still smells absolutely amazing. And I'm a big fan of Invictus Victory Elixir, so anything that nails that scent profile down, I'm probably gonna enjoy. And I do enjoy this quite a lot. The magnetic cap is not great. Like, you're definitely not picking this up by the cap, ever. So you kind of question, like, why even do it as a magnetic cap if you're gonna have one that's so weak? And it is a big, huge, enormous step up from the original Tag Hilm, which smells similar to Bleu de Chanel. That one is not very good in terms of quality. It's poorly done, in my opinion, all the way around. But this one, really, really nice. And last but not least, Chrome Extreme, a nice cheapie from Azzaro that smells kind of similar to Acqua di Gio's Profondo. Like Profondo, you can wear it very easily during spring and summer, but frankly, easy to pull off during fall and winter as well. Aquatic, fresh, sweet, and also a bit green. It is one of the better chrome flankers over the past number of years. And if you're a fan of Acqua di Gio Profondo, you will probably really like this one. All right, let's do that giveaway. I got a couple cheapies here kind of going along with the vibe of the video, even though they're not actually featured in the video. So it's Cod Lodge Cream Velvet right here. Got the notes on the side for you. Buttery, that's a good note. Caramel, licorice, honey, jasmine, tonka, ambery, musk, vanilla. And then over here is a Tobacco Vanille, Charuto Tobacco Vanille. It's a little different, isn't it? It's not the Tom Ford. So that is what I'm giving away today. All you have to do is the usual stuff, as you see right here. So leave me a comment down below. Just let me know what your favorite fragrance is that's under 30 bucks. Could be anything, whatever it is. I will pick a winner this coming month, about halfway through the month, and post it up on the post tab of the channel. And then if you're the winner, hit me up, I'll ship it out to you. There we go, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.